This will be the highest monthly close ever for Bitcoin. We are looking extremely bullish right now. Now we should get some consolidation and then we get the next leg to the upside. Bitcoin got yesterday already really close to a new all-time high. But now the real move is brewing, and I'm going to show you from where we're going to take that trade into the next all-time high. Let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here. Once again, we start today off with the ETF inflows, because don't kid yourself, this whole move is fueled by institutional money. But this is absolutely fine. Look at these inflows here that we got yesterday. 11,820 Bitcoin were bought yesterday alone. So just to put this into perspective, this is the full amount that is produced by Bitcoin miners for a whole month, absorbed in like a day. If they keep doing that, there is no other way for Bitcoin than push it into all-time high after all-time high after all-time high really quickly, because we know there are only almost like 1,000 Bitcoin per day available. And if they're not available on the market anymore, and there's way more demand than supply, what needs to happen? Price needs to go up so that some people want to sell. So, and this is exactly what we are slowly but surely experiencing here, and what I was preaching since 2016, before I even had a YouTube channel, that a supply shock is coming. We are seeing it actually happening with these kind of inflows here that are absolutely insane. So today I expect not another almost 12,000 Bitcoin inflow here into the ETFs, but something between 5, 6, 7,000 Bitcoin that gets scooped up could be definitely here in the cards, but we need a little bit more time to pass by to see that come here into fruition. Unfortunately, I don't have any charts, like live charts with live inflow data for the ETFs, but actually I try to find one. I will look up if something like this exists, and if it's not too expensive, I'm gonna get that data for you guys. Now, when we're going to the Bitcoin CME chart, really briefly, here we actually made a new all-time high yesterday at $74,515. And that is higher than our previous all-time high. And from there, of course, we saw here now a rejection to the downside. At the same time, the DXY earlier was going to the downside. Now it's bouncing here, the 104-point level, sitting at 104 points and 25. I still expect that we get continuation here to the downside. We have at some point today, I think, some other earning numbers coming out. And if these earning numbers are again over exceeding projections, then expect another big bump here for Bitcoin and stocks to the upside, which will weaken the dollar and potentially get us under the 104-point mark. Now, when we go into Bitcoin on the monthly chart, we are looking extremely bullish right now. If we can close tomorrow the monthly chart above $72,000, then this will be the highest monthly close ever for Bitcoin, and immediately opens us up to go here into the next golden ratio extension, the 1.618 to $89,210. I just want to put it out there, guys, that you don't lose perspective, even though we are getting right now the small correction that we were speaking about the last couple of days. And also here on the weekly chart, one of the highest weekly closes ever are about to happen here in the next 4.5 days, potentially already with a new all-time high. I would be not surprised to see here in the next 48 hours, 72 hours, to see Bitcoin running into a new all-time high here. And you should also not forget about the parabola that we have copied over from the fracture from the last run. That we are more or less following here one-to-one. So look at this here. In this section, we should have gotten a breakout. We got the breakout. Now we should get some consolidation. And then we get the next leg to the upside before we come down again, and then get here the real parabolic run at some point early next year, if we keep following that fractal. If we keep following that fractal, it should happen in as early as January, February next year. The trade setup, guys, is insane. You have a big chance here to make a crazy trade, guys. Now imagine you wait for this week's candle close to close above $72,000, which most likely is going to happen, and you open here a long-term trade. I'm talking about not like a 10, 20, 50x leverage trade. I'm talking about 5, 6, 7 maximum trade. And then you trade this here into the logarithmic growth curve, into the top of it, only into the top, wherever the price is going to touch it. It could be at $160,000, $1,000. It could be by the end of the year here in December. It could be $172,000, only until there. So now imagine with 7x, 140% is almost a 1,000% return, almost 10x on your money. Now what I want you to do is that you go to Bybit, you deposit $100 there, if you don't have an account there yet, and get your free $500 airdrop position and open this specific position with the airdrop money. You can of course also use any of these other coins here and make a similar trade. Of course, because it's not Bitcoin, you will have higher returns, but you should be also aware of that they're also more volatile than Bitcoin. But if you want to have a safe bet this year with almost no money involved from your own end, and getting a free position worth $500, then do this with a Bitcoin. So now 10x return on that position be $5,000 that you would make on that trade here with a $500 position. So that is free $5,000 in potentially 12 months. So now if you're in a poor country like Africa, India, or some other place, $5,000 is a lot of money for you guys. And I will show you, if you keep watching this channel here, how you multiply your $5,000 into 10, 20, 50, 100,000 and even $1 million. So now go to Bybit, use the link in the description and pinned comment below, get your free $500 airdrop position, and only deposit $100 to be able to claim this position in your rewards hub. So what are you waiting for, guys? Also here on our correctional chart, we got really close to break out of it here yesterday. So I'm not really worried about this, that we still haven't broken out of it. We are now 247 days in this correctional move, which is one of the longest periods ever in the bull run, that we were stuck in a consolidation phase. But also here, latest by next week, we should be out of it and create a new all-time high here to the upside. In a moment, I'm gonna show you the exact level that I think Bitcoin is going to pull back to and going to reverse from. So one of these levels is here the super trend, the green super trend level here, that super trend band that would currently sit at $68,440. That level would also make a lot of sense because there was prior a lot of resistance here if I draw a line like this. So it would make a lot of sense that the price comes down to that super trend band and bounces off from here and goes back to the upside. So if we would come down that low, would be not the end of the world, guys. I would just wait and sit it out and add more to my Bitcoin position down here if we ever get another move below $70,000 for Bitcoin. Also here on the daily chart, the trade setup that I had given 3 days ago almost played out exactly to our take profit point. Remember what I always tell you guys, I tell you always take a little bit take profit a little bit earlier than the actual take profit point. That's usually what I do. If I have a take profit level up here at $74,000, I usually take already profit at $73,700, $73,800, just exactly for that reason that a lot of people are looking at these targets here at the same targets, and I don't want that my orders don't get filled by waiting for that specific target. So I got out here yesterday with a trailing stop loss overnight. So I'm out of my Bitcoin position. So I'm waiting now for a retracement. And here also that range is about to be broken and left behind us in the next coming days, especially with the golden cross that we have only put in a couple of days ago. So just to remind you about this. And you see also here, if we would come back down to $68,500, $600, it would be a bounce of that prior resistance area here, which should now act as support. But this is not, that is my worst case scenario, guys, where we are going to. I have other targets in mind. So, and one of them is actually here $71,000 in the current resistance zone here on the 12-hourly chart. Why exactly that level? Because here are the last biggest traded areas on the VPVR for Bitcoin. They should act as support. And if we fall through that, then it would be technically here $69,000 would be the next level, and below that $68,400. So, but currently we are still here in that resistance zone that might act as support on the lower end at $71,000. And only if we lose that level, then we need to look at lower prices. But currently we are getting supported here from the top of the range with a new 12-hourly candle that we just opened. So let's see how this is going to play out. Regardless of that, expect here from the lower time frames, first of all, some consolidation for we are getting a continuation. So I'm also going to show you that. This is here most likely the range that we are going to trade in for a while before we get here our next move to the upside. Okay, I'll just leave it as it is. So, but you see here, I see here already early signs for a turnaround. First of all, the stochastic RSI shows a slight tick here to try to turn around. The RSI already turned around here and is pointing again to the upside. So that candle, if this candle closes as it is in the next 4 hours, the next candle might be pumping it back to the upside for at least a retest of $73,000. I keep watching that, because if we're not losing this range here over the next 24 hours, I will enter at any given point here within that range before I get left behind on the next leg here to the upside. So otherwise, like I said, the plan is to get in at $71,000. $70,400 is also a level that I'm looking at here, that range here. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to show you in a moment why I'm looking exactly at this $70,400 level. Now, when we're going to the MDX algo gradient, scalp gradient, then here you can see we are in a hot phase. We did not really get a TP signal here that we usually get over here, and so it did not completely come to term here. Regardless, we are pulling back from that supply zone that Bitcoin is currently facing as resistance. So that downwards consolidation is absolutely normal in a move like that. So and as I just said, so if we break here now to the upside and get above the daily open, which is above $73,000, we will most likely just keep going higher and higher. But regardless of that, price action is super hot right now. I would still be a little bit cautious here and trail my stop losses. Because when we have a hot phase like that, and also here on the reactor indicator potentially turning around and getting continuation, the next leg here to the upside might be the final leg before we come down and get that. And if that's actually the case and we're not coming down here, then we have to adjust our entry level for that pullback, potentially then here to $73,000, because the next move will most likely get us close to $80,000. So just something that you need to keep in mind here. And on the liquidation levels, here is also not much to take out anymore. Another reason why I believe that we will come down a little bit, at least, to the EMA ribbon at $70,600, $70,400. There you see where it's coming from, because it's the top of the EMA ribbon, the first two strings of the EMA ribbon that I expect the price to touch before we are turning around and going higher. So, but again, that is the absolute bull case scenario. So most likely here, if we drop here back into the mid band of the EMA ribbon, $69,700 might be the target here. But let me tell you this. If I get in at 71 and at $70,400, I don't really care if we go 1% lower or not, you know. So I'm not here to sniper entry every single move, you know. So I just want to get as close as possible to a sniper entry or to a sniper take profit point. And that's it. I'm happy with that, and you should be too, guys. When we're looking at the liquidation heat map, over the last 3 days, you see here, he has a lot of long liquidity built up below us, and here you see also the a big area of interest is $71,660, and below that all the way down to $70,500. I believe once we are clearing this here up, we're going to get a bounce back to the upside and continue to go higher, and there is a really small chance that we're actually coming down to like 68 and clearing all of this up. So this, in my opinion, can only happen if Trump will lose the election. Only then, because right now it looks like that everybody's pricing in that he's winning. That's why we see Bitcoin bouncing here and moving like crazy to the upside. So, and just that you see that I put my money where my mouth is. So first of all, I want to open a new position at $70,400, a limit order. So I'm going to take all the money that's left. Here you see I'm up now $72,700 on that account. We started with $100,000 last week. And here I'm going to place now my next position. So now I have at $71,000 and $70,400 position here on ZoomX. And also the link position is currently running here in small profits. I opened that trade a little bit before I started recording the video. And again, guys, if you want to stand a chance to win $500 on ZoomX, I give away by the end of the video $500 on ZoomX. You only need to deposit $100. Sign up, first of all, sign up there, deposit $100, open one trade, can be for $1. It doesn't matter. Open, close, 30 seconds, done. And you stand a chance to win $500 here twice per week. The next $500 are going to be given away on the coming Saturday, guys. So you have 3 days to complete that to stand a chance to win $500, guys. So use the link in the description and pin comment below to be one of the next winners here. And now when I go to the total free market cap, you see here we hit resistance, got rejected yesterday already and today also. Nothing really to see here. We will consolidate a little bit longer, but in the next 7 days, we're definitely going to break through here above $160 billion and will then see here altcoins massively pumping to the upside. When we're going to the Bitcoin dominance, what did I tell you guys? 60% was hit. We were at 60%, 0.2 roughly. We got really close to the upward sloping resistance line here of that rising wedge pattern. I still believe that there is one move left that will bring us above it, just to scare everybody, you know, so like to 60%, 75, 61%, something like this. And then we turn around and then we know, okay, altcoin season is finally starting to warm up here. And that's what we have waited for like ages. It feels like ages that we waited for that. So, and you see also that here on leverage across the board in the market, we are at $72,000. And the last time altcoins were already printing all-time highs, many of them. Also, Ethereum was way higher than what it is now. And nothing. And there's no froth in the market right now. So leverage is not existent. You know, it's like nobody is leveraging right now. Everybody is sidelined. And that's the crazy part, guys. And that means we can go so much higher, not only for Bitcoin, but for everything in the market. And we are just at the tipping point at the beginning where we are going to see that leverage will come back in the market overall. So, and you see this slowly happening with Ethereum right now, while we are breaking here into that resistance area that I pointed out that goes all the way up to $2,772. Once we are breaking here this downward sloping resistance line that we are here currently still under on the daily chart, you're going to see that we are going really fast to $2,900 for one Ethereum. Here on the indicators, there's also so much more room to go higher. The stochastic has only hit 56% yet. The MACD just printed the first bullish candle today, and also the RSI just started to be in bullish territory here. So there is definitely much more upside still coming for Ethereum over the next couple of days. And I would be not surprised to see once we're breaking this downward sloping trend line here, that the following day we get a God candle to the upside straight to $3,000. I would not be surprised at all, because Ethereum is suppressed here since almost 6 months now. 6 months of pure price suppression and consolidation below that downward sloping trend line, and usually that ends with a massive pop to the upside. Solana is pulling back currently. We talked about this, that this was also expected from that range here before we go higher. Would I be entering currently here this setup? No, I wouldn't, because remember what I said to you, you want a proper 4-hourly close above $180 and only enter from there. Otherwise, we are pulling back potentially here into $170. That is the first level that I would be looking at to open a position on Solana, and potentially a little bit lower back to the original entry here at $165. There is, I think, another 24 hours left for the stochastic RSI to go to the downside. The RSI still looks kind of bullish. The MACD, yeah, indecisive, but that's because we are consolidating here around a resistance level currently. So I kind of ignore that and just look at the RSI and the stochastic RSI. Then Uni is one of the few coins that are actually pumping today. So again, I hope that you caught that coin. If not, your last chance to enter here, really your last chance, and after that I cannot help you anymore, is when we are breaking this downward sloping trend line. So we are about to break that. So if you're not entering here, you don't need to enter at all anymore into that move, because look at this here. At current price levels, you would still make 40% here to the upside, but you have also a 15% stop loss. So you cannot go in here again like with like 7-8x, you know, you risk liquidation. Even 5x would be, how to say, irresponsible to go in here with 5x. So that would be a trade with like 3x, but still 120% on a trade is definitely fine. The indicators telling us there's more upside coming. Remember, I mentioned yesterday the golden cross is about to happen, and everything is poised here to go higher over the next couple of days. But again, guys, warning, if Bitcoin keeps pulling back here into lower levels, expect that most of the altcoins are getting pulled back with it to the downside, so you might get a better entry, but for that specific reason, I'm telling you, you know, so just wait for this break of this downward sloping trend line. So of course, if we break it today and tomorrow we see the candles go a little bit higher, then yes, I would enter there, you know, so I would enter there, but you have to have your stop losses set up accordingly. If you would target still here $11.26, $11.37 as I do. Then also Doge was earlier pulling back here throughout the day, which was absolutely fine. So now potentially we found already a footing, which is insane. I'm still not 100% convinced here because we have a vector candle here. We have an imbalance in that here's an imbalance that usually needs to get filled here on the 4-hourly chart. That is at 15 cents 0.6 all the way down to 15 cents 0.1. So that is my bare minimum target. So, but Doge is a meme coin, you know, so it can technically just turn around and go up from here. Because if I go to the 1-hourly chart, it is already flatlining here at the bottom with the stochastic RSI, MACD turning around, RSI already turning around. We bounce off the 50 moving average. So this can just now start sending back to the upside. So here also, I would be watching this downward sloping trend line at 17 cents 0.3 or 0.4. If that gets broken, I would enter because then it would just keep running, you know. So we're talking here about another roughly 3% move to the upside. If we get a 3% move, I would consider entering this and not wait any longer because it might just keep going. Even though the higher time frames, 12-hourly actually not looking that bad. Doge is crazy, guys. Doge is crazy. Then the next one, Rune. I entered earlier a Rune trade at $6.08. So I'm a little bit underwater right now. I'm not ignoring the fact that we have here a topping formation on the 12-hourly chart. But also here the lower time frames, when I go into the 1-hourly, already bottomed out. We are holding the EMA ribbon. The RSI is about to turn around here. The 4-hourly chart looks similar. We are about to bottom out in the current 4-hourly candle. So most likely we are going to hold this area here as support, $5.84 to $6. And also here in alignment with the top of the EMA ribbon. So worst case, in my opinion, on the 4-hourly chart, we come down into the EMA ribbon, bounce off from here, getting continuation. So maybe I jumped a little bit too early the gun here with my trade that I took, but it's absolutely fine because we most likely turn around and go then into $6.58 to the top of the golden ratio here, the Fibonacci extension, before we're going to see here a steeper pullback. So if it's not happening in the next 24 hours, it most likely is going to turn around, and you get then also your chance to enter here at $5.84, $6 potentially. If not, and we pull back, then also here on a 12-hourly chart, we pull back to the top of the EMA ribbon, which is currently at $5.51. But remember, this is a moving target. the higher we go, or the longer we are staying around the current levels, the higher the EMA ribbon will go, and the shallower the pullback will be. Then some new trades. RV is one of them. Here I'm watching this downward sloping trend line. Once that is broken, I'm ready to enter this. We are getting supported from the 50 moving average. Also here the MACD just about to flip bullish. The RSI is also just entering bullish territory. So here also might be a bigger move brewing right now, and we are about to complete a W pattern. I just saw this. And already that gives us a nice setup here. So look at this. If we entered current levels, there's already a 7.3% move, and here to the resistance all the way up is a 15.3% move with a stop loss that I would set here at $140 approximately. So let's see here, trade setup, if we are going to set this up that way. So $146 would be my stop loss for a trade setup. So yeah, that's how I would trade this. And then I would potentially, once we're getting up here into that take profit point, I would maybe hold for a couple of, for like maybe 15-30 minutes that position to see how we are doing up here, because there is a way higher target based on this high here and that low down here of $205 and $210 that we might go up to, which is a 35% move from current price levels. So maybe we are missing out on 20% if we are closing this too early. So that's why I want to see how price is reacting once we're getting up here. Then the next one is Phantom. Phantom currently getting supported from the 200 moving average on the 4-hourly chart in that bullish pennant that we have here, this broadening falling wedge. That is the perfect entry, guys, to re-enter, because we are also bottoming out here on a stochastic. The RSI is about to turn around. The MACD most likely bouncing off the signal line with the trend line and also signaling continuation, because here on the 1-hourly chart, also here we are starting to turn around on the RSI slightly. The stochastic is flatlining at the bottom, so maybe give it another 1.5 hours, and this is starting to turn around here back to the upside. And if you want to trade more altcoins, guys, and you don't want to do it on a centralized platform, then do it on AlphaX, guys. There is also right now again a sign-up bonus. You get $100 by just signing up on AlphaX, guys. So use the link in the description for that and the Bitcoin below. And I'm also giving away $500 on AlphaX for everybody that has signed up over the last couple of days and deposit at least $100. So also here, the next time I'm doing this on Saturday, so you stand a chance today and on Saturday twice to win $500. Imagine if you get both times the $500, which is possible, which is possible. So take advantage of that, and also go and use the link in the description below and in the pinned comment below for that. Then one of the other coins is, as you saw here on ZoomX, is Link. So right now I'm again a little bit more in profit. Here we are also just warming up in that pennant. We are above that downward sloping dotted resistance line. Once we are breaking above here that bullish pennant, Link will just go to the moon, more or less, really fast, guys. So here I don't see any major pullbacks. Everything is looking more bullish than on other coins here. The RSI is pointing up, stochastic, sharp angle to the upside. Also here, MACD, sharp angle to the upside with the trend line indicating a huge momentum on Link here currently. And once we're breaking above $12.50, you're going to see here a rapid expansion to the upside. Hence why I have entered a trade on Link currently. Then the next one is Pendle. Pendle similar setup like on Link. The only difference is that we got here already a really nice pump to the upside, and currently getting in most likely a continuation pattern. So if tomorrow the next kind of goes here to the upside, we have continuation, will hit $6 really quickly, and currently also really close to get a golden cross here as early as next week, Friday potentially. Yeah, I would say when between Tuesday and Friday next week we're going to get the golden cross, which usually means that price will be at least around $5.50 at that moment in time, which is right now almost a 9% move to the upside. So also a coin that I would not fade here. When it comes to a good entry point, so there's two different levels where you can enter this. Either you enter this once we are breaking here above, what is this, $5.15, or if we come back down a little bit lower at $4.63. So these are two major levels where I would be enter, and there's actually a third one in between here, $4, let it be 84. So you have three levels where you can DCA into your position. So the first one would be down here, $4.84. There I would have 50% of the whole position size that I want, then the other 50% below here. But if it just keeps going up tomorrow and you have the feeling you get left behind, then I would just completely clip at $5.15 before I get left behind. And it sends to the upside here, because the indicators are definitely telling us this is going to send over the next couple of days. And then the last one is SUI. SUI here at the $2 support level currently. Also here, look at the 1 hourly chart, completely bottomed out. In 19 minutes, at least for me, potentially we start printing a lighter red candle and a buy signal on the stochastic RSI, which will then get us back to the upside and most likely getting us a break over the next 2-3 hours of this downward sloping resistance here, currently sitting at $2.03. That is your entry signal. Actually, $2.05 would be a good entry signal when we are breaking this. Or if we move further to the downside, potentially here the 50 moving average will become a good entry target for you if we break here below the 0.5 level. Yes, the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci extensions. On the higher time frames, on the 4 hourly, we're just turning around, but the RSI is still bullish here. The MACD is still kind of bullish. Only the stochastic wants to go down here currently. But as long as we are holding here 0.5 level on the Fibonacci extensions, so we should expect continuation as long as we are bouncing off that specific level. So now let's get some winners, guys. Let's get some winners here. First for Zumex, 25 to, what is this, 56. 25 to 56. 42. So 42 is here. So account number 32065238 won $500. Send an email to info@amcrypto.us with a screenshot that this is your account number out of your Zumex account, and then Zumex within 48 hours will credit your rewards hub with the $500. So congratulations here for you already. And now let's get to Alpha X. Alpha X is from 2 to 7. Let's see who is here the winner. 2 to 7. Number 4. So here 16781035. Also you won $500 on Alpha X. Also you can claim this in the rewards hub. Also for you, send an email to info@amcrypto.us to prove that this account belongs to you, and then I will forward it to the Alpha X team that you will get your $500. And that's it for today's episode already, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with a new all-time high tomorrow.